I'm coming to you from my bed, looking slightly less crusty than usual. I'm feeling quite tired right now. I've been having a bit of fatigue because my depression has kind of slipped back in a little. I think it's mostly because of my cycle though. I had a pretty rough time this time and did not feel well, and my cycle is something that I've been working on improving because it's been very bad, very painful, and pretty much like debilitating. And so I've been trying to work on that, through like diet and lifestyle and stuff like that to see if that helps. And so whenever I think it's gonna be okay and then it's like really rough again, it makes me really sad, and it feels like I'm kind of doing all this stuff that I'm doing for nothing, but it's okay. I'm determined to have a healthy period again that is not excruciatingly painful and debilitating. But yeah, I won't sit here in the intro of this video and talk about periods for like 10 minutes. So, because that's not what this video is about. This video is about, well, first of all, Happy New Year, everyone. Last year on my channel, I did a video, I think it was called like My Plans for 2024. And I just talked about, like what I wanted for the year ahead and like intentions that I had for the year ahead. Looking back at that video, most of those, I think I only had like 3 big intentions, and I'm pretty sure it was my health, financial stability, or like working on my finances. And then I think the other thing was to work on my business, which I did in some aspects because I put more stuff on my Etsy and I started like doing art again. I started selling my paintings on Etsy. That wasn't really what I had planned. What I had planned was to really get into designing, because that was the track that I was on. I was learning to sew, and then I was going to learn pattern making, and then start doing mock-ups of my designs, and then start making those designs and selling them. But when it came to actually doing that, 2024 just really I really didn't do anything with my business except for make some paintings here and there. But as far as like sewing and making clothes and stuff, I've really done nothing in that regard. And I think I just have been so distracted with, I was trying to build up social media and do a lot of stuff on social media instead. And that took a lot more time and energy and effort than I thought it was going to. I thought, I just make a little videos and reels and do Instagram posts and stuff, but it takes like content creation, like actual content creation, takes a lot of time and energy and effort. And so I was so focused on that this year, and then all the stuff with my mental health being so bad, I didn't have the time or the energy or the wherewithal to work on my business the way that I really wanted to. And I've been feeling that nudge to do more with it again. Going into what the video is actually about, since I've probably already been yapping for God knows how long. These are my intentions for 2025. Starting off with my business. My first intention that I would like to set for this year is to actually work on my business. I still want to create art, I still want to create paintings, I still want to do like art in that way. I would love to get into doing some little sculptures and stuff as well. I do really, really want to work on design, and I would love to learn pattern making, like proper pattern making. I thought about, well, I would love my own website, but my own website I have to pay for, and I currently don't really have the extra money to expend on paying for a website every month when I don't know if I'm going to get any sales or not. So I think I'm going to stick with Etsy for now and just build up my Etsy and continue doing it that way. And then whenever I feel like I'm doing well enough and making enough sales through Etsy, I might consider, building my own website and stuff like that. But I don't know, I have a very small space to work with. I have my room, which is like tiny. I sew everything on a little fold-up table with my sewing machine. And my workspace is my floor. And so I don't have a lot of space to work with. And I think that's probably another reason that I didn't work on my business as much as I wanted to, was like, I would really love to have a studio and to have space to really create freely and do what I want to do, but I just don't have that. I have to work with what I've got, and that is my little floor space and my tiny little fold-up table. It's just hard. It's hard to like have all these things, and I don't know, it's difficult. But yeah, maybe just, even if I don't get to like producing a lot of things, which I don't think I have the capacity or the space to do that here anyway, I still want to be educating myself and learning again about design and pattern making and how to make mock-ups. I would love to learn how to make mock-ups. And I have a mannequin that's been in my room for I think a year or maybe 2 years. I can't remember when I got it, but I've like used it one time. I made a shirt with it one time. That's the only time I've used it. So I would really like to learn how to do like fabric manipulation and stuff with my mannequin as well. So that is my first intention. I think I wrote down my intentions in this here notebook that I have where I write down all my stuff about manifesting. I would like to create higher quality content. I've been creating content in social media for YouTube, and then I was also doing TikTok, but I'm thinking about letting TikTok go or just deactivating it for now because I really don't care about TikTok that much. I don't get on there. I only ever go on there to post something. I don't like consume media on TikTok, and I don't really care about making TikToks. So I might either let that one go or just deactivate it for now. YouTube and Instagram, I would like to really create more consistently and also create higher quality content, because I've already tried the thing where I tried to just like put out stuff every couple days or every day, and that's just exhausting. And I feel like it's not as high of quality as I want it to be whenever I'm doing that. I feel like I'm just trying to keep up with everybody else. And so what brings me joy and what I like, and the content on my page that I already have created that I love the most and that I go back and revisit the most, is the stuff that I really like, so I sunk in and took my time with and was present with and made sure that it was like of good quality. So that's something that I want to do and is important to me this year as well. But I've also, on the other end of that, just completely contemplated getting rid of social media altogether. I don't think I'm going to do that, and I don't think that's really what I want. I think I just feel that way, or like think that whenever I feel overwhelmed and I'm like, oh, I'm never going back on social media ever again. But really, like, I don't actually want to delete it because I have found really good people on there and good connections through social media, and I don't want to lose that. So, but yeah, higher quality content. And I want to be more meticulous and conscientious about the stuff that I personally am consuming on social media, because I do have these times where I go on like the explore page, or I'll just go down a rabbit hole in YouTube, and then I'll do it and then just make myself feel like shit, and I don't want to do that anymore. And so that's another intention that I'm setting, is to be very conscientious about what I consume. And social media platforms have also made it so easy now to overconsume. You have suggested feed, you've got the explore page, and then you've got suggested, now they do suggested people's stories at the top after you've seen everybody else's stories that you already follow. And it's like, it's just too much. They're constantly trying to reel you into over-consuming, and I don't want to play that game, and I don't like that. So I want to take back the control over my user experience and just be very mindful about what I'm taking in. I do just in general want to work on my art more. I'm an extremely creative person, and I always have been my entire life. And for a long time now, I feel like I've been looking at what other people do, and I've been trying to like mimic or copy that, you know, like copy their business model that they're using, or like, oh, this person creates online classes and like teaches about this, and I think that's really cool. I could do that. And so then I like follow what they're doing instead of doing what I know I'm good at and following and using what my gifts are that I have, not looking at what somebody else is doing or somebody else's gift and be like, oh, well, they make money or they do this, and so that I could probably do that too. I really want to utilize my gifts and my talents, and yeah, really just go with what I think my own personal thing is, which is I've always been an artist at heart, always. When I was young, I did anything that I could get my hands on that was artistic. I drew, I painted, I designed, I created sculptures, I did origami, like anything artsy I just loved, and it brought me so much joy, and it made me feel present in my body, and I don't know, I just loved it so much, and it was such a big part of who I am. And I think like when I got into high school especially, I really kind of rejected that and lost track of it. And the only way I was really expressing it was through makeup. I did makeup a lot in high school. I did it on myself, but I did it on other people as well. And I got paid for it. And I think that was like my real, you know, creative outlet in high school. And I still love doing makeup, but I really want to get back into all of the art forms because I'm just a super imaginative, super creative person, and I think I really need those outlets to work with. That's another intention. How many is that so far? Like, what are we on, like number 5? I'm talking so much. I hope that you don't mind talking. Another thing that I really realized was very important to me, especially through my struggles with mental health that I've had this year, is family. And that's something that I've never really valued very strongly before. Like, especially even when I was younger. Like, I remember one time, it was my dad's birthday, and we weren't doing anything special. We were just hanging out, you know, watching TV and stuff. But my neighbor, who was also one of my friends, she came over and she wanted to play outside. And I asked, like, I didn't even think twice about it. I mean, I was a kid, but I didn't even think twice about asking if I could go play with my neighbor. And my mom was like, but it's your dad's birthday. And I was like, so? I don't know, I've never felt, like, especially my extended family members, I've never felt close to them. I've never felt very connected to them. And I've always felt very different from everyone else in my family as well. And so I think that led me to not value family as much. I always valued my friend groups more. But since I don't currently really have a lot of friends, I have kind of realized that my family is super important to me, particularly my mom, my dad, my brother, and then my niece and nephew. Like, these people, like, I really love them, and I want to spend more time with them. And throughout my time when I was really sick and just struggling with mental health issues and agoraphobia and all that, I kind of rejected, I was like, I just want to be alone all the time and I don't want to do anything. And my family would invite me out to go do things, you know, to go to dinner, family gatherings, even Christmas and birthdays and stuff. And I would always make excuses of why I couldn't go. And I know a lot of that was out of fear and because I was really struggling, and it's making me emotional because I was really struggling, but yeah, I don't want to do that anymore, and I really want to value my time with them and spend more time with them and stop looking at, like, I don't know, I've just always kind of put everything else before my family. My success, career, getting somewhere, making money, friendships, everything. Like, I've always put that over my family. I don't know, like, I'm so emotional about it, but I think this year I really realized that just how important they are, and that I need to just value them more than I do and more than I have. Doing so makes me happy. Like, it brings me joy to spend time with them, and it brings me joy to do things with them and to make them feel good and to make them feel happy. And so I want to do more of that. And I'm gonna stop crying now. Okay, moving on. This video is probably already an hour long. I also would like to stop caring so much about what other people think. I've gotten to a place where I am so like hyper aware of how I'm being perceived and what other people think of me, and it is entirely too exhausting, and I just want to stop. So I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but that's another thing I would like to work on this year, is just really not giving a shit, giving less shits about people's opinions and how people feel about my life choices and the things that I do and the things that I want. Because I still have a lot of people pleaser tendencies inside of me, and I've been tested a lot in that area lately, and with caring about what people think of me. It truly is it's exhausting. I can't, like, there's no other word to describe what it's like to care too much about how people view you. It's just, it is completely, entirely exhausting. I think that's all my intentions. There's one more big intention I have, is to work on my sense of independence and my ability to do things and feeling capable of doing things. Every time I think like, yeah, that's it, that's all I want to work on for this year, another thing pops into my head, along with like my sense of independence and stuff like that. Relationships and my attachment issues, I would like to work on that as well. It's like I have a lot of work to do. But yeah, I've really struggled to make relationships, and with relationships that I currently have, I've struggled to go past a certain point with them. Like, as far as like on my side, trust and stuff goes, like with the friends that I've made, I don't know, I always want to keep people at an arm's length, and I think that's definitely like a protective mechanism, and I would like to work on being more vulnerable and allowing people in to my life and to know me a little bit more. But that is something that is really difficult for me, and something I really struggle with and find extremely scary and terrifying. Which is so weird and so funny, because when I was a kid, I had no issue. In high school, I had no problem making friends, having friends, going out doing things. I was like a social butterfly. And then something just happened. It's so crazy what trauma can do to you and to how you operate and to your identity and how you move through the world. And I kind of just did a full 180 and completely flipped to the other side of just isolating myself and being too afraid to be around people and having severe, social anxiety, and kind of just feeling like I'm gonna die if I have to like talk to someone or be around someone, or socialize. And so I'm definitely getting like the other side of the coin perspective of what it's like. I mean, I was never completely unsocially anxious. Like, I always had a bit of nervousness or anxiety about social stuff, but when I was in school, I used to do I used to get up and do speeches, like public speaking. I was in like school programs where I had to like make speeches and get up in front of 500-600 people and talk, and I did it, and it did make me extremely nervous, but I did it. And I did it multiple times. Yeah, like I had no issue going out and doing things, and I was very independent and stuff like that, and I would like to feel that way again. And it's really difficult because, in my mind, I feel like to feel that way again or to be that way again, you have to believe that it's possible. And I've seen that it's possible because I have been that way before. But in your mind, like, to keep you safe, your mind tells you, no, it's not possible. There's no way you can't do that. There's no way you can be in front of people again, and there's no way that you can socialize, and there's no way you can have friends again, or have a romantic relationship. It's like, it tells you that, but you have to not listen, because you have to know that that's just fear, and it's just a protective mechanism. But that fear and that protective mechanism, if you listen to it, will keep you alone for the rest of your life. And I don't want to be alone for the rest of my life. So, those are my intentions. All the ones I can think of for 2025. I feel like I just yapped for far too long. But anyway, I hope that you have a happy new year. And even though this video will be posted after New Year's, I hope you had a happy holidays, happy new year, Merry Christmas and all that, whatever you celebrate. And I hope that you have a wonderful 2025. I am hoping and wishing that for all of you, anyone watching this. That was my biggest intention that I set, was to just have a good year. It has been a long time since I have had a good year. You know, where you look back and you're like, wow, that was a good year. So-and-so was a good year. Haven't had one of those in a very long time. I say a very long time, it's like 2022 was like a good year for me. But yeah, it's been a while. So I really would just like overall for this year to be a good year. To feel like I really finally am making progress with the things that I want to make progress with, and just stop feeling stuck, you know? I wish you a happy 2025, and I hope that all of your dreams come true. And if you are with me in this kind of thicket, this like dense space of just not feeling well, I hear you, I see you. We're gonna make it through, and we're gonna get out of it, and we're gonna come out on the other side stronger, with more tools under our belt. Yeah, everything is gonna be okay. If you watched this video, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys whenever I see you next. Bye!